Hello again, everybody, and welcome into CTN Ann Arbor's Game of the Week. I'm on the gridiron here at Skyline High School. We've got the Eagles taking on the visiting River Rats in an SEC Red matchup. We're looking forward to a really interesting rivalry, crosstown rivalry game here. As of late, the Skyline Eagles have really been coming on. Their offense has shown some serious signs of improvement throughout the course of the season, and the River Rats are anchored by really heavy, strong defense with a couple of D1 commits. We'll tell you all about it in kickoff in just a few minutes. And welcome in, everybody, once again to CTN Ann Arbor's Game of the Week. I'm Nick Wisniewski, and I am so lucky to be joined by the Rick to my Morty, Pete Poyer. Pete, how are we doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Nick, how are you? I almost called you Rick.
So far, so
good.
Me
off of the Rick and Morty thing there.
Ready to go with kickoff here. It looks as if Skyline Eagles, the home team Skyline Eagles, be kicking this one off to the River Rats.
Ball is in the air, and we are underway. Short kick at the 15-yard line, taken over the 20, 25, up through the middle, and tackled right around the 30-yard line. Got it marked at about the 32, and the River Rats will start 1st and 10 from there.
Momentarily muffed there by Torrance Green, the freshman, but did a great job of sticking with that one. Hit him right in the gloves, kind of just came in into his face mask a little bit there, but again, stuck with it, picked it up, and no harm, no foul there.
So, Nick, you couldn't ask for better football weather tonight. It's crisp, it's clear, and the winds are light.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. Cannot beat the weather on a nice Michigan October evening. Friday night lights here.
There's a snap handoff straight up the middle, wide open hole. Busting it out and into the open field, down over midfield to the 30-yard line of Skyline. Big run there for Huron.
Balance Shannon there, and you said it about the giant hole, just massive opening right up the left side there.
Skyline tackler, C.J. Baldwin.
Shannon the junior for the River Rats. Man, that's a big move the chains on the first play of the game.
58 yards.
Can't beat that.
Nice start for the River Rats. And we have a whistle.
Whistle on the play, prior to the snap.
You can see that last play again. It happens right after the hole there. But there he is. I mean, aside from the hole, he jumps out there and turns a corner, ready to go. It's a good thing for that Skyline secondary there. Otherwise, he'd been long gone. Take it to the house on the first play of the game.
That'd be an eye-opener.
Yeah. Play like that quiets the home crowd early on as well.
No flag on the play. Not quite exactly sure, but player exited, another returned. There's the snap. And that's another handoff, and Skyline's got that one sniffed out. No gain. Maybe a loss of a half yard on that play. Tyree Hill on the keeper.
Led by 51,
Yeah, he'll kept that one. Take a look at that again. Just gang tackled by complete definition right there.
Oh, 2nd and 10. I'll call it 2nd and 11. There's another handoff that, not sure if that was a busted play or Hill kind of did a complete 360 looking for someone to hand off to, but ended up keeping it. And again, just getting it to the line of scrimmage. That's going to make it 3rd down and 10 yards to go after that big opening play by the Rats.
Yeah, really curious if that was supposed to be the jet sweep or if there were probably, no, definitely not a fake on that one. It seems like once again the Eagles were just in on that and Hill just thought ahead and moved it away.
There's the snap. Hill will bounce it out to the right, avoids one tackler. Tries to advance the ball, but he's going to be tackled for a 2-yard loss. And a promising start for the River Rats by the wayside here, as that's going to bring up 4th down.
And that's frustrating, but also the River Rats might be in a position right now where they might just be going for this because there's too far for a field goal likely, and no point in punting that one away because it's more than likely just going to go in the end zone. So we could see a play, or maybe they will be kicking. Yeah, field goal attempt right here.
This is going to be a long attempt. Nearly 50 yards, just shy of the 40-yard line, so that make it a 49-yarder.
And the lefty gets it up.
It's blocked. And Hill, the holder, covers that up, but that bounces backwards towards midfield. Good play by the Skyline defense there as they block that field goal attempt and get some positive yardage out of it too. They're going to take over 1st and 10 right near the 50-yard line.
And a really interesting turn of events for Huron and the Eagles on that one. That, you know, the very first play we talked about that 50-yard gain where they opened up that giant hole. Oh, we'll see that again there. And a little bit of backward space there by Hill, but no. After that big initial play, I mean, the Eagles were just pushing that offensive line right back and just getting in at will. So we'll see how the offensive line for the River Rats responds from that in their next drive.
Snap and toss pitch. Fighting for yardage, going to get 3, 4, still fighting. Going to get a forward progress down, about a 4-yard gain into Huron territory.
They've got C.J. Baldwin, sophomore running back there for the Eagles. Got one more opportunity, that attempted field goal. And yeah, the Eagles had just a couple of dudes in there. If that first guy doesn't get it, the second player almost assuredly does. And it's smart play by the Rats to cover that up. I mean, so that somebody from the Eagles doesn't just try to scoop and score. But yeah, lost a little bit of yardage.
There's a handoff again, once again, and stuffed right in the hole, right at the 50. Loss of a yard on the play. It's going to make it 3rd and 7.
One more time there, yeah.
Veteran, is that Tyree Hill playing on defense there? That's number 8. But Shannon with the tackle there for Huron.
And Shannon was the player that had that really big gain on the first play of the game.
Rolling out to the right this time. There's the pass. It's complete. Right at about the 40-yard line. And call him out at the 38, or 42 rather, good for a 1st down.
Taylor Colquillard, that's going to be a tongue twister this evening, I believe. Great job getting away, making a little time for himself, and then sending the ball up to Jordan Wilson. Wilson, excellent job actually coming back to receive that one.
Shotgun formation for the Eagles. Huron showing blitz, and they get right through the line and completely smother the quarterback in the backfield.
Shows blitz and doesn't even matter. There's no stopping Brandon Rawls right there. Rawls, just a big kid coming in at 6'1", 210, and only a junior. Only a junior. He's one of the players that Coach Mack speaks really, really highly of. He's had a series of visits and interest from just a bunch of D1 schools. You will be hearing this young man's name on Saturdays in the future.
So we get to enjoy him for another year
That's
here
right.
on CTN.
One more for us, and then it'll be on to other pastures for him.
There's a snap, quick throw. This is incomplete over the head of the intended receiver.
Yeah, something interesting about Huron as a whole, Pete, really, is they really do have some strong players in skill positions. They've got a lot of speed. It's just about executing that speed and putting it in the right spot. They're still just figuring everything out as far as that goes.
Looks like third and about 16 to go for the Eagles. There's a snap. Looking downfield, throwing it deep. And there's nobody out that far. Pass falls incomplete, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Solid ball by Taylor Kulkwillard on that long one, but there were 3 rats on top of that one Eagles receiver. And we do have laundry on the turf, though.
Looks like roughing the passer is the call.
Also known as cheating. You are not allowed to do that, Pete.
It's not cheating if you don't get caught.
Well, here we are cheating then, it looks like. So we can see that on the replay here. Riverette D comes in. Kulkwillard releases there. And then definitely see a couple of Riverette players converge on him there.
Well, penalty marked off, 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
Real tight formation for the Eagles here.
Shotgun formation. Gonna hand that off. A lot of Huron defenders in the backfield. And he is going to get tackled for no gain or a loss of 1 on the play. Got him at the line of scrimmage there.
Curious if Coach Mack and Riverette's coaches on that one just saw something in the formation, because, yeah, they definitely knew what was happening there.
Now that is the definition of a run blitz right there.
Yep.
Man in motion. There's the snap. Looking to throw. Scrambling. Trying to get rid of it. Tipped in the air and out of bounds.
Addison Taylor Kulkwillard, flush out of the pocket, escapes pressure.
I tell you, Taylor Kulkwillard has been running for his life most of this drive. He's been fortunate to avoid any major hits so far, but it just seems like he's scrambling every time that he's been asked to come out there and throw the ball. And it's awfully tough. It's just so tough to make those throws on the run.
It looks like the Rats are playing, like a 1 cover or 0 cover where they're, blitzing guys on almost every down.
Yeah, we'll
they bring up the linebacker.
Yep.
And they hold the pocket for a bit, but the left defensive end there got some pressure, and here come a couple of more Huron defenders.
Yeah, I believe that's Mike Davis on the edge that eventually got in there. You're right, though. They did a nice job of holding it up the middle for a moment, but Davis broke in, and that was game over for that. Got another penalty. Ineligible receiver on Skyline, obviously, so that'll push them back a few. We've got 2nd and 10. There it is, 2nd and 15, excuse me, with a 5-yard penalty, clearly.
There's the snap. There's the throw. That's a deep ball, and that one's thrown out of bounds, incomplete.
Looking for Jordan Wilson there, streaking up the sideline. Another solid ball, just a little bit out of bounds. Wilson did a really nice job of tracking that, watching that over his shoulder. That's a textbook wide receiver play by keeping his head that angle. just a little out of bounds. And you see Coach Sorgitz there. This will be his 3rd season coaching Skyline football. The 10th year of the football program here for the Skyline Eagles. Talked to Coach Sorgitz before the game. He was telling me he's officiating a wedding tomorrow.
Oh,
so coach some football today, and then
multi-dimensional.
be the old Padre. Yeah, exactly. It's good to be
another
versatile.
blitz. And this is ball is dropped. And oh, it is complete. Came down with it. Down at the 34 of Huron.
We'll see Anthony Henry come up with the grab here. Henry's one of the main leaders for the Eagles. You'll see him catching balls like that. You'll also see him playing some DB on defense. He's somebody that they need to have a good game here this evening. And conversely, it's somebody that the River Rats are really going to zero in on throughout the course of the game.
Skyline's going to punt the ball away. Have a dead ball foul for the play.
Sure looked like we had an offsides up top here. Somebody
got
got a little
enough
antsy.
for a first down. They'll still maybe they'll change their mind.
Yeah, there it is, and surely they will. You can see both squads switching out as quick as possible. Yeah, you can see him right at the very top there. He tried to catch himself, but couldn't quite do it. So that 4th and 5 opportunity here for the Eagles.
Well, they're kind of in the same dilemma as Huron was there, kind of at the 30-yard line. And they got Huron to jump. That should give Skyline a first down.
And here's the downside of what we've seen from the Rats. We talked about the Rats. They're blitzing on almost every down. Now, with the Eagles and knowing that these type of things are coming, some hard counts are going to take advantage of those over-anxious River Rat defenders.
Well, and that's generally a sign of inexperience.
Sure. Yeah, you also figure you got some of those jitters there, too. You're on the road. I'm using air quotes right now, on the road. But, you know, you are in a hostile environment. You got the home crowd is pretty good, pretty strong right now. And then
we have a false start on Skyline, so back it up 5 and replay 4th and 5 again. So they had less than a yard to go to get that first down.
Quite a dance we're doing down there.
Speaking of jitters.
So yeah, on a play like that, you almost assuredly hand the ball off. Now back to a 4th and 5. A lot of different things you can do. Yeah,
your options are.
You're keeping it on the ground, basically.
Right. Well, let's see what they do here. They're going to roll it out again under pressure again. Wing it down the field. That looked like that ball might have been deflected after it let the hand of Taylor Colquillard. Huron will get it on downs.
Taylor Colquillard, here we go. We'll see him roll out to his left, and he's just bombarded by those River Rat players once again.
Ball was deflected.
And yeah, just a lot
there by Shannon again. Another good play by Belinda Shannon.
Just tall players all in his grill. There's not much you can do about that, especially with him rolling out to the left that way.
Well, one of the basic tenets of defense, if you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, I'm curious with that rollout to that side if they were going to try for some sort of naked bootleg maneuver. And again, maybe the River Rats sniffed it out or just didn't perform the way the Eagles wanted to.
River Rat offense back on the field. Bill gets the snap, hands it off. Going over the left side, great open field tackle there by the Skyline defender.
Aaron Winston on the carry there.
Jonas Morton on the play. Really, really nice tackle there.
And Morton's a name we were calling as one of the players going down, streaking downfield on the offense, and then now making plays as a defensive back out there as well.
Second down, there's a snap, drops back to throw. Throwing it deep down the field, got a man open. And just over the outstretched arms of the would-be receiver there.
That's Mike Davis there, clocking in at 6'5". Man, that is a guy that you love to see going downfield with only one player on him, because you know that defensive back isn't anywhere near that level of height. Here we can see him pull back. He's looking at him the whole way.
And they should use him for not only deep passes, but medium and short passes as well, because he's going to be clearly going to be taller than his defender.
That's the offensive coordinator and Pete Poyer coming out right there.
There's the drop back, hard rush, got the pass off over the right-hand side, over the 30 to the 35, short of the first down marker. Let's see where they mark him out here. Looks like it's going to be at the 37.
Great job by Shannon and Pryor working to get that play to develop properly.
Nice little screen pass. Had a couple of linemen in front of him, get some blocking. There's another receiver blocking downfield. Doing a little leap and going down. Looks like right at the 37 there.
Great patience by Shannon. He sat and waited for those other blockers to come up and do the job for him, and that probably enabled him to get an extra 2-3 yards off that play.
Unfortunately, that's going to bring up fourth down, so Huron will punt it away.
Or will they? Yeah, they probably will.
And the kick is away. Bounces at the 42, rolls right down to the 38-yard line. And that's where the Eagles will take over on offense. Check that, that's the 28-yard line.
Ball took the proverbial river rat bounce on that one. Got a little bit of a roll on it. But man, it sure seems like it feels like the Eagles were offense was just out there, so it's going to be a little taxing for that River Rat defense, especially with all the blitzing they're doing. Like these kids are rushing and moving every single play.
So the Eagles start their next offensive series from their own 28-yard line. Man in motion, they flip it to the right, trying to get to the corner, and he does. Another great tackle there by the Huron defense this time, only limiting the runner to a gain of 2 yards.
Sophomore C.J. Baldwin once again with another opportunity there, but brought down relatively early one more time by those River Rat linebackers. They're jumping all over the place. They're ready to go tonight.
It looks like they got him sealed on the end there. But here comes the linebacker or defensive back and makes the play.
Yeah, story of the game so far for me are those River Rat linebackers right now. They're getting in, they're making plays, they're knocking balls down, they're chasing quarterbacks.
There's the snap, and that looks like a busted play, and the Huron defenders are going to swarm all over the Skyline would-be carrier. That's going to be a loss on the play.
Let's see, Coach Soar gets one more time, giving Taylor Kokolard the plan. Taylor Kokolard checking the menu there to see what's on tap next on a 3rd and 2. Sorry, 3rd and 12.
Looks like the Eagles are going to spread them out. Nice to a degree. 3 wide receivers split, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Kind of a full house formation in the backfield.
Right. Yeah, man in motion there makes sense.
There's the snap. There's a short pass. Caught. Doing a great job breaking tackles. Be close to the first down marker. And flag flies in the air as it gets a little chippy there on the sidelines.
Yeah, a little bit there. Edmondson did a really nice job of waiting that one out, staying just outside the pocket so that when those linebackers got in, Taylor Kokolard could just dump one off to him. I think that was the play.
Great job on the broken tackle here, too.
Yeah, shakes his man right there. Does a great job picking up another 5 or 6. Might have got a little helmet contact there. He kept pushing forward. He may not have realized that he was out of bounds at some point, so he wanted to be moving forward.
That's why they blow the whistle.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, after all that, both of a penalty each for each side on the unnecessary roughness. And of course, it's dead ball, so it doesn't change where the ball is on the field. That's a first down for the Eagles.
Yep, offsetting penalties on both sides right there.
Maybe the referees are having a little discussion about knock off the rough stuff.
Yeah, I think so. You don't want to let that sort of thing go this early in the game. You don't want that to develop or get any worse.
There's another whistle. Looks like a false start penalty on Skyline.
Sounds about right.
Well, it looks like he's motioning for offsides on Huron. That is the call. Give the Eagles a 5-yard bonus.
I'm not sure where they're calling that. If that was on the end, maybe he came in a little too early.
Yep. That would be my guess as well. There's a throw out to the left, caught. And it looks like this is going to be tackled for a loss.
Screen pass there that Jonas Morton had to come back for. That's never a good start to a screen when you're already running towards your own end zone.
Well, the other thing, he didn't really have a lot of blocking in front of him either, so the Huron defenders could react and get to the ball.
Yeah, that'll be, I think so far, that's going to be the real big adjustment that the Eagles are going to have to make here is they're going to have to get some more blockers in there. They need to stop these rushers. They need to give their quarterback more than a handful of seconds to throw this football.
There's the snap. Looks like we have pitch right. Trying to cut it back up the field. And he's going to be tackled really close to the first down marker. We'll have to see if they mark that ball. It might be just a tad short.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Hard-nosed play by Baldwin there. He took the hit and kept those legs chugging, kept those legs churning the whole way and ended up getting himself a couple more yards. But that's how you're supposed to do it.
Play.
Yard short.
Nice job cutting it up the field.
And we've only got 39 seconds here to go in this first quarter. Clock does keep clicking away.
A lot of running plays.
Right, yeah. Yep.
Looks like we have another Huron defender jumping over the line.
It sure seemed like
that is the call.
Yep.
Offsides, and that's going to give Skyline another first down.
Brandon Rawls just a little too anxious right there. He's ready to go. And he almost stopped himself, but that left foot still just made it just past the ball.
Well, since that's happened about 3 times already in this game, I kind of feel like Huron thinks they know something about the snap or the count or the call by the quarterback, and they're trying to anticipate that snap.
Yeah.
By what the quarterback's saying. And good kudos to Skyline for making sure that they all stay in formation and they try and take advantage of that, and they have.
Yeah, you're definitely right. It sure seems like they've got something down, and honestly, half the time it looks like they've got it. You've seen so many breakdowns there by the Skyline offensive line. You've just seen so many people rushing past these kids that it feels like they might have something. But you're right, like the over-anxiousness and the exuberance to get in there is.
Well, Huron calls timeout in the waning moments of the first quarter. It's about 20 seconds left to go here. There's the snap. Toss to the left. Again, Huron reacting quickly. I think we got to gain him maybe 2 yards.
Yeah, Baldwin might have got a couple on that one, but that'll do it for the first quarter here.
And that's going to do it for quarter number 1. Hope you're enjoying CTN Sports Game of the Week. We're going to take a quick break and be back with second quarter action.
Units 1, 3, and 6, you're responding to 411 reported structure fire coming from the basement. Base 1 battalion still on the scene. I got heavy smoke showing. Give me another unit down here.
I'm a fire inspector with the Ann Arbor Fire Department. A fire can break out at any time, and having smoke detectors in your home will increase your chance of escape in the event there is a fire. Install and maintain smoke detectors on each level of your home, inside each bedroom and near sleeping areas. Test your detectors monthly and change their battery every 6 months. And if your current detector is 10 years old or more, replace it with a new one, because protecting you and your family is number one.
Battalion 2 to dispatch. Fire's under control. Everyone's out safe.
Hoarders! Flat Earthers! Microphone! To a troll army! Autism is real! Palestinian politics! Baklava! Miss Washington! Beast forehead people! Demonic devices! Diverse viewpoints! Dynamic personalities! 30 minutes! Contact CTN to schedule your show on Access Ann Arbor! And I'm talking to you, buddy!
And welcome back to CTN Sports Game of the Week. Second quarter just underway. As an incomplete pass by Skyline at midfield.
Side pass incomplete. So we have second down and 10.
Well, that's going to bring up second and 10 inside of Huron territory at the 47.
Yeah, Pete, we'll see what kind of adjustments may be made here after that first quarter on either side. Like we talked about before, it sure feels like just the Eagles just need more time back in that pocket if they want to do anything. They've had a little bit of success running the ball, but no major gains throughout that first quarter. They seem intent on passing the ball, and if they're going to keep doing that, they need to get their quarterback more time.
Yeah, both teams seem to lack some consistency on offense. There's a long pass down the right sideline. Wide open player caught and tackled down at right around the 5-yard line.
Looks like
Great play by Jonas Morton.
Yeah, great job for him to beat his defender and then still kind of wait and come back for that ball. He had to wait for it for a minute, but stuck with it the whole way, brought it down, and got a few yards after the catch.
Morton doing a great job getting open, and Taylor Colquart doing a great job hitting him right there at about the 17-yard line.
He shuffled for another 5 or 6 before he was able to be brought down there.
Looks like down at about the 6-yard line.
Now the Eagles are in business.
Well, first and goal from the 6. There's the handoff, and met in the backfield. And he's going to be brought down for a loss on the play. And, of course, with consistency, you're talking about line play.
Right,
Both
exactly.
teams are having a hard time getting consistent play out of their offensive lines, and the defensive lines are taking advantage.
Oh, most definitely. I think the one thing that maybe you can say that the Skyline's offensive line has done pretty well is hold tight on hard counts and draw the River Rat defenders off sides a few times when it's necessary.
Well, looks like a loss of 2 on the play. Second and goal from the 8. Got another handoff, this time trying the left side, and brought down again in the backfield.
I believe that's
At the 11-yard line, looks like.
That's number 3, Tyree Hill, on the tackle there.
That is where he's marked down. Another loss of 3 on the play, and make it third and goal. This is not what you want to do after a big play. Go backwards on offense.
No, that's frustrating from a coaching standpoint.
Oh, 2 running plays have not been the answer for Skyline. They got 4 wide receivers split out this time. And Taylor Colquart's going to roll out, try to get to the back of the end zone, just a little bit too high.
He's looking for Jordan Wilson there. Yeah, like you said, just a little bit over his head.
So what do you do here, Nick, on 4th down? Do you kick the field goal, take the points, or do you go for it?
I feel like you got to take the points, right? We just watched that entire first quarter with nobody scoring, or really this is the first time either team's been in the red zone. You know, these trips might be few and far between. You've got to take some points while you can get it.
Skyline is going to opt to take the field goal, or the field goal attempt.
You got Colin Bruger out there.
Snap, the hold is down, the kick is up. And the kick is good. Well, Skyline draws first blood here in our CTN Sports Game of the Week. They take the lead 3-0 over the Huron River Rats. Much to the pleasure of the home crowd and the band.
Everybody's happy about that one. As it should be. Scoring first is such a huge advantage. And like we just mentioned, Huron has not yet been into the red zone yet. So, I mean, 3 points is 3 points. There also, you can see just for a moment there, you can see Broderick Smith, who the ex-coach of the River Rats. He was coach over for Huron for a couple of seasons. He's joined the staff here for the Eagles.
That must feel a little strange being on the opposite sideline.
Yeah, it's got to be kind of a different feel. Not those white jerseys aren't his. Those white jerseys aren't theirs. However, it's definitely a boon to Coach Sorgitz and everybody in the Eagles. He can kind of give everybody an idea of this player does this player has this issue, know what to expect here and there.
We are set for the kickoff. Eagles come forward, and the kick is away. Kind of a low line drive kick, and out of bounds.
That's a solid kick, though. I'll give him that. He got all of that one. Did eventually roll out about the 5-yard line, though. And now we'll see the River Rats can answer, or be interested to see what they bring out here in this set. It's been a while since we've seen their offense.
Bring that ball out to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that's a big
will take
favor.
over. 1st and 10. There's a snap, fake the handoff. He'll try to keep it, but he's surrounded by Eagle defenders and taken down. Got about a 6-yard loss on the play.
Yeah, the old busted play on that one. Tries to keep and then just ran into trouble there. Trouble by the name of Marvin Cleveland for the Eagles.
Well, they call that the RPO these days, the run pass option.
Yep.
And that did not work for the River Rats. I guess that's stating the obvious, but 2nd and 16. They're going to roll it out to the left. Again, Skyline defender right there and taking him down for another big loss. Back near the 15-yard line. They're going to call him down at the 20.
Pryor made a heroic effort there with that stiff arm, but it just wasn't doing it. Here we'll see him there rolling out to his left. And I don't know, just not a fan of having young quarterbacks, high school quarterbacks for the most part, roll to their opposite throwing hand. Like them throwing across their body, it's not an easy thing to do ever, let alone on the move. It's problematic.
Right. Well, it's with young guys, you got to try and keep it a little simpler. Do something and do it really well.
That's exactly right. Call some plays you know that they can succeed at.
3rd and 20, again throwing across his body, and it's picked off by the Eagles at the 33-yard line. First turnover of the game. And you could see that coming as he was rolling to the right and threw across his body.
Yep.
Right in the middle of the field. It's just, you hear that all the time. That's a big no-no.
Across his body and just off his back foot, too. Like, that was almost like I'm trying to get fouled and I'm throwing up a three-pointer here.
Well, it's like a video for everything you could do wrong when throwing the football.
Yeah, he's not going to enjoy watching that one in film come Monday. Understandably so. Jordan Wilson with the interception there. Again, one of the wide receivers there for the Eagles. So he's got the hands. He's used to seeing that ball come in. He's going to snag that and go down.
Opportunity here for the Eagles. Here's another long pass down the right sideline. Wide open and caught for a Skyline touchdown.
There was no one within 8 yards of him. He was wide open. Doesn't even begin to say what Wilson was there. So Wilson comes up with the interception, and then on the first play from scrimmage, catches that long touchdown.
Well, they mixed up the Huron defense here because this is a blown play as he is wide open. Just an easy pitch and catch there for Skyline. And they get the touchdown and go ahead 9-0.
He was 1 foot up and one-handed grab. That was a really nice catch. But you're right, wide open play. Everything you could want in the first play from scrimmage after an interception like that.
Oh, the Eagles take advantage of the turnover. Here's the extra point attempt. Up in the air and good. That'll make it 10-0. Skyline Eagles with 8:31 to play here until halftime.
See that one more time. Again, nobody even lining up near him. Great job by Taylor Coquillard there, kind of throwing the defense off by that fake. That worked for them on one of the last drives as well. So that might be the thing that he needs to get himself that extra half second, just a fake away in order to make the River Rats bite in one direction or another, and then give him an opportunity to see his receivers downfield and let them get to their spots where they need to go.
Lightning striking for the Skyline Eagles as they get the pick and then score on the very next play from scrimmage. What was a lackluster first quarter has been a bang-bang second quarter here.
Right you are, Pete.
Now Eagles set up in kickoff formation once again. Kick is away, another low line driver. And that's going to be out of bounds again.
That was never even close to inbounds.
Well, the Rats will once again get it at 1st and 10 at their own 35. And see what kind of intestinal fortitude these River Rats have, see if they can respond to this Eagle scoring rush here.
And the Rats have just got to be really content with 2 opportunities like this in a row. You've got to think they're going to start taking advantage of these Skyline miscues.
There's the snap and the handoff right up the gut. And he bounces it outside. And again, brought down for a loss on the play. Nice effort by the Huron running back, but only resulted in negative yards.
Yeah, great job. You see Winston gets that, bounces away, a little Barry Sanders-esque, bouncing into those tacklers, then getting away. But you're right, the Eagles did a really nice job of staying with him and not allowing him to break free after the fact.
A 4-yard loss, 2nd and 14. There's a snap, drop back to pass. Kind of got a mid-screen they were looking at. The blockers out there, but didn't look like they had the communication with the would-be receiver.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Winston even knew that ball was coming, or he was trying to get to a spot before he could turn and catch. It was also possible. Casey Pryor once again. I mean, you get that edge rush coming in there.
Oh, he turned around, but the quarterback threw it wide right, like he expected to be in a different spot when he turned around. Oh, 3rd down. Dropping back to throw, this one downfield. And that one falls incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down for the Huron River Rats.
Devion Trailer shooting up the middle there, but covered the whole way. 2 men on him from step 1.
Here's a look at that last play on the replay.
Pryor had time, and he'd sent a decent ball down there, but
a little too far.
Yeah, a little too far, and still just a dangerous pass. Even if he puts that where he wants it to, or where that player is, there's just all sorts of enemy hands in there.
So the River Rats will punt it away. The ball is kicked away. And it looks like that's going to be downed at the Skyline 45-yard line.
Smothered by Shannon.
They'll mark it at the 46.
Opportunistic field position for the Eagles here.
Another great opportunity for Skyline.
Take a look at this ball. It was low and spinny. Yeah, he tried to get out of the way, and then after that point, it's like, well, might as well just snag this.
Right. First and 10 for the Eagles from their own 46-yard line. See if they can keep this momentum going. There's another pass over to the left-hand side. Broken out over the 50, 45, gets around the edge to 30, 20, 25, 15, 10, and pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Great running play after the catch.
Yeah, Anthony Henry really made that. But you know what, Pete? You said it. You said they wanted to keep that momentum going. So what the basic thought was, let's throw this kind of easy pass. We know we're going to catch it. We'll know we'll have time to make it happen. And then Henry just makes some things happen for himself. And then once he gets open there, just those long strides getting ahead of all those River Rat players.
Well, pushed out about, looked like they're going to mark him down around the 13.
Once again, another big early strike by the Eagles.
And there's a pitch play, and this is blown up in the backfield. And we have a flag on the play as well.
I wonder if there's a face mask on that one. It sure seems like
that is what I was thinking as well. Holding.
Wow.
Holding on Skyline. Penalties declined, given the loss on the play.
Yeah, we can see that again. Maybe we can find out where that happened. Nah, that happened away from everything, but you're right. There it is. We thought there might have been a penalty there, but not so much. Quality tackle was just high. He threw him away, but couldn't wrap him up and bring him down. Elusive, as a running back should be.
Second down and about a quarter mile for the Eagles. They're going to run this out to the left, and they found some running room out to that left before. That ball's on the ground, and it looks like Huron covers it up.
Yeah,
Fumble on the Eagles.
Yeah, I don't think that ball ever actually hit the ground. I think as Servon Hinton was coming down, it looked like somebody just snaked it right out of his arm. You'll see the handoff to Hinton. Like you said, breaks around that corner. As he feels like he's got freedom. Number 9 there's watching, waiting for it.
Takes a punch at it.
Yeah, he got his right arm in there. And just took it right out.
Took it away, wow.
Great defensive play there. Outstanding effort there by the River Rats to give them another opportunity here.
And that another running play by the Rats is completely shut down by the Eagles.
Nigel Tipton there on the tackle. I love Nigel Tipton. That kid just looks like a football player. And here we see the play one more time. You got the player coming down, bounces right off his knee, went onto the ground before he came over and rolled over on it.
Second and about 13 for the Rats. There's the snap. Turn. And looks like a short gain, if anything, on that pass play.
And I don't know, to me, again, another kind of dangerous play. He spins around, going back in that direction. Just, I don't know. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, I think
one.
they're trying to catch the Eagles
off guard.
Off guard, yeah,
Okay.
and the Eagles are all over it.
First
they've
and
got the
foremost.
running plays covered. They've got the pass plays covered. They're doing a great job defensively in this game, keeping Huron off the scoreboard.
And off the scoreboard, they're keeping them on their own side of the field for the most part.
There's the snap, looking downfield. It's caught out over, well, to the 20-yard line, maybe to the 21. Short of the first down. About 5 minutes to go until halftime. Huron trying to get something going on offense here, but here now it's fourth down, deep in their own territory.
You see another opportunity of them rolling that side, kind of just a little flick there. But as you said, Skyline's ready for it. They were back in that defensive formation.
Yeah, almost like a middle screen,
Yeah.
kind of only on towards the sideline a bit. You know, the wide receiver, it's an easy pitch and catch, but it's a short gain type of play. They're hoping that the receiver can make somebody miss.
That's I think the idea there.
Break
You're
a
right.
tackle or two. There's the punt, nearly blocked. And out of bounds. Let's see where they marked this. Looks like it's going to be on the Huron side of the field. And it is indeed at the 45 where the Eagles will take over.
Yeah, it's really got that defensive stalemate kind of feel here. We'll see that punt one more time. Nearly gets
blocked.
through and gets
Maybe
finger on
he
it.
did get a finger on it. It certainly doesn't look like it was blocked by the flight of the ball, but again, another short punt. And the Eagles are in business in Huron territory.
We've seen fireworks on first down for the Eagles a few times here. Now let's see if they can keep with that.
Well, or running to the left side again. That's the wide side of the field, and they've been doing a good job blocking. It's going to be a pass play, and it's caught. It breaks a tackle out down to the 20, 15, 10, and into the end zone for another Eagle touchdown.
And that's Jordan Wilson one more time, and he did exactly what you just mentioned, Pete. They got him the ball and hopes that they make something out of it, and he certainly did. He got that ball up the middle, made a move, and was gone. Wilson with some serious
got away
speed
from
there.
the two Huron defenders, and he broke into the open.
Once again, another fake away, and then
What a juke.
yeah, those,
He
those
made that
River Rat
juke, and he was
defenders-
like 3 or 4 feet away from the defenders.
Yep. Well, those guys, I mean, with that move, they basically smashed into each other, and he was home free from there.
Cruised into the end zone. Oh, 17-0. And here on their home turf, the Skyline Eagles are taking control of this game with 4:40 left to play until halftime.
We've got the Jordan Wilson show so far this second quarter, Pete, between an interception and 2 touchdown catches for him.
Well, and honestly, Nick, you would know this team hasn't won a game all year
Yeah.
by the way they look tonight.
Yep. Yeah, these Eagles want it. That's for sure. There's no doubt about that in my mind.
They played stout defense, got a couple turnovers, and they've made the big play work for them on offense.
Yeah, the stout defense has definitely helped their offense get into good positions and have good opportunities, strong field position.
And they've owned field position too, like you said. Short field sure makes it easier,
Sure.
especially when you're scoring on one play.
Let's see if we can keep the kickoff in the field of play here this time, though. That'll be the next momentum breaker for the Eagles.
Kick is in the air down the field. And it's going to go out of bounds again, third time in a row. Oh, Huron getting that ball again at the 35. Not that it's helped them at all. but it's certainly better than being pinned inside your own 10.
That's exactly what I was saying. Like, you know, it hasn't burned him yet, but you can't keep giving your opponent these opportunities time after time after time. Like, that's just, as a coach, that's going to drive you nuts. You can't make that mistake 3 times. You make that mistake, then fix that mistake.
Oh, there's the snap. There's the throw and catch. And forward progress is stopped, a couple of yards short of the first down. That's a nice play.
It is
8 yards on first down.
Yep, and a great job by that River Rat receiver. He had to go low and get his hands underneath that ball in order to catch it and stay on his feet where he could turn around and still pick up a couple of yards after the catch. The old yak, yards after contact, or yards after catch, excuse me.
Well, and you got to appreciate the effort after the catch as well. Fighting for every yard possible. Like to see that out of your young players.
Yeah, he straight up made both of those guys tackle him. That's what you want to do. That's what you like. And here we got a
run
play
over the left-hand side. That looks like we've got Huron's first down of the game.
There it is.
A couple of 2 plays, putting 2 plays together. Nice for the River Rats.
And it's the simple method. You just build on simple, easy things.
Well blocked.
Quality effort there by Aaron Winston to get around the edge there, turn that corner, and pick up that first down, like you said.
Rats here in the waning moments of the first half, trying to get something on the board. There's a pass deep downfield, got a man open, and it's picked off again by the Eagles.
The C.J. Baldwin that ended up coming up with that one. They're looking for Davion Traylor.
And Huron, after putting a couple of good plays together, stumps herself on the foot again with the turnover. And a man downfield open, just could not get it to him.
And it really felt like prior, he didn't seem like he had his footing right. Like, it didn't seem like he had exactly everything he needed. He didn't have both feet planted. For a long throw like that, you just need to be set if you're going to chuck that thing downfield. Versus him, he just
it did look a little off the back foot again.
Yep. It felt like he had his back. His back wasn't straight up. His back was backwards, and then just kind of chucked it up there, that high throw.
Skyline with a running play over the left guard, and that is stopped by Huron for a little to no gain. Might be a loss. Got a flag down.
Curious if that might have been an offensive hold or if there was something going on with the defense there.
Dead ball foul.
Personal foul on the offense, personal foul on the defense, penalties offset.
So that's our second series of offsetting personal fouls here in the game. And I wonder if it's just, again, more of the chippiness, more talking, more shoving, poor body language on either side.
Well, referees discussing what I don't know.
Dinner plans, perhaps?
So I don't want to go to Chili's.
Right, pizza versus burgers this evening, perhaps? I don't know. Beer choices for later in the evening? It's definitely a team effort, whatever the discussion is. This is not one-sided. I like a Skyline player joining the discussion, though. That's always great when you can get a player in, and maybe even just one word. You never know.
Just wanted to put his 2 cents in.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure he's not biased at all.
No. It's all in good sportsmanship.
Of course. There's the explanation into Coach Sorgitz there. He doesn't seem displeased with whatever the discussion was about, so we'll move forward here, I hope.
Well, offsetting penalties. There's the snap. And the handoff, picking his way through the defenders, doing a good job breaking tackles over the 30-yard line, and finally brought down right around the 35.
Another C.J. Baldwin effort there. Great play by him.
Nice job kind of picking his way through the defenders.
Yeah, the immediate handoff, he goes through there. Yeah, you're right.
Nice broken tackle there, another broken tackle there. And finally dragging 3 defenders with him all the way out to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, you got to like that from a sophomore player out there.
Well, it looks like a fairly tall kid and falling forward, getting that extra couple of yards by falling forward. Oh, 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 35-yard line. There's a handoff amidst not real good blocking, but a good fight for a couple of yards there. Well, that was not well blocked.
Yeah, and it is interesting to see the Eagles keep with consecutive run plays.
It almost looks like blocking by confusion. Like, who's got the what? Where am I? What? And oh, he's got the ball, and bang. You know, that's what it kind of looks like.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not designed that way.
No, and you have to wonder if that's just confusion within play calling, or just not being familiar with where they're going with what they're needing to be doing.
And the Huron defense has a say in that too, trying to disrupt that offensive line.
That's a great point.
So we've got a timeout on the field.
Skyline timeout there. I think maybe you called it. Maybe there is some confusion going on up front. And
we want to talk about it.
Exactly. Straighten things out. With only 2:16 left to go in the first half, I mean, it's really important. This could be a
right. If they want to
drive.
take advantage of this drive, they need to have everybody on the same page.
Exactly right. And keep in mind, the Eagles will be receiving the ball at the start of the second half. So, I mean, even if they don't score on this drive, they'd like to eat up some of that time and not give the Rats any opportunity to do anything this first half.
Hope you're enjoying all the action here on CTN Sports Game of the Week. I'm Pete Poirier along with Nick Wisniewski. 17-0 is the lead for the home Skyline Eagles. And check us out on all of our social media pages. We've got Facebook and Twitter. And check us out on YouTube.
There it is. Superlative HD.
HD, you get to watch the game again and see if you missed anything. It's a lot of fun. Make sure you subscribe. There's a big play by Skyline, breaking tackles down the right sideline, 10-5, and waltzing into the end zone for another Skyline touchdown. That is exactly what they really cooked up a good play after the timeout, didn't they?
Whatever Sorgatz told them, it clicked. That was just a monster play and a monster run by Anthony Henry there. It seemed simple enough as a screen pass, but made a really nice move. Exactly.
Yak yards defined right there. Well, and then you see arm tackles and people out of position.
Yeah. Once those first 2 River Rats missed, he knew he was good to go. Yeah, cut right across the field and just nothing but glory in front of him.
Well, there's the extra point. That's going to make it 24-0 in favor of Skyline. There's our YouTube. Check us out there. Subscribe, please. Leave a comment. Say, hey, Nick, you're doing a great job.
I think I'm still waiting for that first comment, but that's okay. I'll take it.
Well, are you Rick or are you Morty tonight?
I'm feeling more Morty tonight.
Tonight?
I'm more of a Morty.
So maybe let's say, hey, Morty, nice job. That's our secret code.
That's like it a lot. Great play there once again by Anthony Henry. Just one of the leaders here for the Eagles. And then, again, it all started by making a couple of those River Rats miss early on. But
yeah, they took poor angles, tried to arm tackle, and he was not having any of it.
Yeah, Henry's a big kid. Once he gets that head of steam going, it's going to be awfully tough to bring him down. So you don't want to give him that opportunity to get that momentum
Well,
started.
and he looks like he has a degree of elusiveness, too. That he can make guys miss easily. Hard to tackle him. To make those angles look even worse on the defenders.
Well, and I think, yeah, you mentioned it also, just a lot of bad tackling angles also from the defensive end.
Is it 4's the charm?
That is 4 in a row.
Out of bounds again on that kick. Not that it has mattered a great deal.
Oh, the referee's arm is probably tired from throwing that flag there all evening.
He's going to have to get a new flag. He's worn it out after one half of play. See little beans spilling out all over the place.
And yeah, if the Rats want any part of the rest of this evening to mean anything, they've got to do something here, Pete. They absolutely have to do something here. Even if they don't score, they just need to move the ball.
Give themselves some confidence.
Yeah, exactly. Pryor,
there's a
nice job there.
Quarterback run on the play.
Taking it upon himself.
And he's good for a 6-yard gain on that play.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I'm curious if that was designed or if he just saw that opportunity and decided, I'm going to take this.
Well, good positive yardage on the play. Dropping back to pass this time. And got a receiver. And he breaks a tackle, breaks it out over the 50, down to the 40, still running with it. Inside the 40, 35, down near the 31-yard line. That's a great play for Huron.
Balance Shannon once again, great job there. Receives that ball, follows his blockers, but uses his speed to get upfield there. Shannon was the one that broke that play, the very first play of the game. So we know he's got that big play ability. Just a lot of space in front of him, but he did definitely benefit from some upfield blocking.
Absolutely.
Then near the end there, he finds the edge, but cuts back inside for another 5-6 yards. Now the River Rats might be in business here.
Well, they're at the 31-yard line of Skyline. 1st and 10. There's the snap, dropping back to throw once again. Looks like he's going to try and run with it, but the Eagle defender's there to swarm him and tackle him for a 4-yard loss on the play.
Yeah, Pryor slipped a couple of those dudes, but I mean, you're only going to sidestep so many players before you just keep running in.
Well, you see how there's 2 Eagles right there, then there's another one right in front of them. I mean, it's just extremely difficult to try and elude that many players.
I believe that was Anthony Henry that made the tackle there. Got a timeout here called by the Rats with only 48 seconds here left to go, so hoping for a little bit of that after the timeout magic. Call up the right play and see what could happen.
Well, team's heading back out on the field after the timeout.
Yeah, and with only 48 seconds left, I'd be kind of surprised if they keep it on the ground.
Absolutely. The only time I would be an RPO where the quarterback doesn't see anything downfield, it takes off with it.
Right.
There's a long pass down the field. And it's caught. And that's a touchdown for Huron.
Touchdown, Mike Davis. Big Mike Davis there on that one.
On the bomb. And Huron cashes in. That's got to give them a degree of confidence heading into halftime.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we called it. They said if they want to keep this game going, they need something to happen on this drive, and they made things happen. They made guys miss, and Davis right here just goes up over both of those players, brings it down beautifully, and looks like he got a little bit of a face mask for the effort, but just an outstanding effort by the wide receiver there. Smart play coming out of the timeout. Once again, well coached and coachable players that can execute coming out of there.
Huron going to kick the extra point here. There's the snap. Ball is down. Kick is up in the air. And it is through the uprights and good. Oh, Huron gets on the board here in the first half. They still trail at 24-7. But I just got to make them feel good going to the second half of play.
Yeah, still trailing, but that's definitely something they can build on. Everything about that drive is something they can build on. They made some really nice plays. Their quarterback had some time. I'm sure he was psyched about that for a change. He got the ball down to some wide receivers who made some really nice catches. Players made defenders miss. Yeah, excellent drive. And a lot for the River Rats to build on here with 41 seconds left. See what happens here when the River Rats kick away. I'll be interested to see what the Eagles want to do with this. Will they just hand the ball off a couple of times and be happy to go into half, or will they take a few shots down the field? Because they've had some really big plays as well. They've got the possibility to maybe score another one. Little trickeration there, little fakearoo. I don't think they didn't fake anybody out. I don't think anybody in Skyline even flinched with that move. But hey, whatever.
They were like, "What? Really?"
Yeah, right.
Oh, Huron set to kick it off. And they do kind of a little poocher down there. That's covered up by the Eagles at their own 37-yard line.
Smart job by Will Eliason. Two hands brought into his bread basket and then went right down. There you can see the, I don't know, what do you want to call that, Pete? It's not really a trick play. It's not, is it a fake, I guess? Team fake?
It's a fake fun narration Scooby-Doo slot hook and go.
Thingy. Yeah, I like it. I like it. That'll be in the Madden playbook next year, next season. Look for that.
Unfortunately, it didn't make the Eagles go, ruh-roh.
If the Eagles do
if they pull that off, no orange slices at halftime. Everybody gets Scooby snacks. Well, there is the snap. Heaving it downfield on the near sideline here, and that is going to be far short of the intended receiver.
Taylor Kolkvillard looking for Jonas Morton down there, but he just didn't have the strength to get it to where Morton was headed.
Well, time here is short in the first half.
Yeah, so now maybe the opportunity is now run the ball and run the timeout, or do we keep trying? Because no time's running with 35 seconds left. You don't want to give those River Rats another opportunity to take a punch down to the end zone.
Well, they'll throw a pick.
Yeah, same, exactly. That's exactly right. The River Rat defense is solid.
Got them spread out, though. There. And they're going to hand it off, and Huron is right there. Almost before he got the football. Marcel Cooper on the tackle there. And that, Huron's going to take a timeout.
Huron takes their third and final timeout.
So that is the final timeout for the Rats. They'll pull in around their first-year coach, Anton Mack. And something to be said about Mack, really positive guy. Talking to him this week, he just has a lot of positive things to say. He even recognized that this isn't a job that a lot of people were lining up for, but he embraced it. He embraced it, and he was completely bent on changing the culture. And I don't want to dwell too much on the losing streak that the River Rats have gone through, but I mean, it was there. It was a thing that happened, and they broke it first game of the season this year. And he said that was a big start to changing the culture and creating the start to the program that he really wants to build here in Ann Arbor at Huron.
A third and about 15. There's the snap, and they're coming after it big time, and he is smothered in the backfield. Huron cannot stop the clock.
No, like I said, can't stop the clock, so 13 seconds, that guy's just going to keep ticking away. There's no way they snap this one for anything.
No reason to. So that's going to do it for the first half of play. After a somewhat lackluster first quarter, we had some fireworks here in the second. All 31 points being scored in that second quarter, and Skyline is going to take a 24-7 lead into the locker room. We're going to take a break here at halftime and be back with more action right here on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Well, you should do laundry every day. You should do it. I don't want to smell that.
That's way too much. Every day? How much laundry do you think I go through in a
Well,
single
at least wear
day?
clean clothes.
You should do laundry every day.
I got plenty of clothes to wear, new outfits every day of my life.
Well, I'm sick of smelling you, dude.
Sweater.
You stink,
I'm not a
dude.
sweater.
I shouldn't
Just wash
smell
your
you at
clothes,
all.
man.
There's so many smells.
Then check and mate.
We want everyone in Ann Arbor to be safe. Which is why Ann Arbor has a law requiring drivers to be 5 feet while passing bicyclists, pedestrians, or wheelchairs traveling on the road. Most traffic lanes within the city are at least 10 feet wide, so give half a lane width of space for safety's sake. This is a good way to measure how much space is required. And if it isn't safe to pass, don't. Be cautious, be patient, and most of all, be safe.
And welcome back, everybody, to CTN Ann Arbor's Game of the Week. We are still on the gridiron here with Skyline Eagles up 24-7 against the Huron River Rats. Pete, that first quarter was not the most exciting thing that we've ever talked about. That second quarter, though, dead opposite. Just big plays back and forth for both sides. Just a lot of fun to watch that second quarter. And hopefully, as we've talked, we think that the River Rats might have gotten some momentum going into the second half now.
Well, that first quarter was, if you're a fan of defense.
Yeah.
That's what we'll call that one. It was a defensive struggle on both sides. Both sides played very good defense. And then in the second quarter, of course, Skyline came out with those big plays and were able to break it open and take the 24-0 lead. And then Huron scores at the tail end of the first half, excuse me. And does that give them momentum to change the course of this game? We're going to have it on tap for you right here on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Yeah, a couple of big touchdowns from Wilson as well as Henry, as well as Anthony Henry, excuse me, for the Eagles. Wilson also had that big interception to set up his ensuing touchdown catch immediately afterwards. Just a lot of big punches in that first half, like we said, or in that second quarter, I guess.
The Eagles will get the ball to start this second half.
We got Rawls there. placing the ball. Not sure if he's actually going to kick that one away or he's just in charge of putting that ball on the tee. They went for it again, and this time flagged on that one.
Flag on the play.
Nobody crossed over the 40.
Motion on 15.
Definitely calling some sort of illegal procedure. I mean, they quite literally just did this, so I don't understand what the difference might be.
Good move, ball back 5 yards.
Illegal motion is the call.
I mean, but didn't they do that exact same thing on the?
Sure looked like it.
Yeah.
No flag that time, flag this time. Well, the referee must have seen something. Either that or he just wants them to stop that.
Just
stop it.
Can you just tell him, cut that out? Cut it out. And they're going to keep at it.
Well, we're close that time, crossing the 35. Now they spread it out and we'll go for the traditional kickoff.
It is interesting they're trying to give a little flair, though.
A little trickeration that time, and again, somebody over the line, another illegal motion that's going to back him up.
And I wonder if it was Rawls. I wonder if it was the fake kick, and then he might have crossed over the 40. I'm sorry, the 35.
Well, that sure looked like that was going to be an onside kick try.
It did. It did. And you know, misdirection is definitely something you see on the offensive side of the ball. Oh, yeah, there it is. His foot touched that line right there. And I do think they're trying for some misdirection. They're trying to keep, you know, even if their eyes wander off to Rawls for a split second, that might be all they need to pooch one away there.
So we've had 4 kickoffs out of bounds by the Eagles. Now we've had 2 in a row illegal motion penalties on Huron. Are they going to go for 3 in a row?
Hey, why not?
They'll be kicking out of their own end zone. Not too much longer here.
This is definitely a unique special team situation that we've got going
indeed.
on. Is unique the word that I really want, though? I'm not entirely sure.
Well, uniquely good is one thing, uniquely bad is quite another. So the kickoff is away, and that's out of bounds. That didn't even get to the 40-yard line of Skyline. Where are they going to spot this? And maybe this is a spot foul.
It looks like they threw it in the 42.
42-yard line of Skyline.
I also love they chucked that flag at the 42, and Coach Sorgetz was immediately right there. He appeared like Dracula next to that thing to go and take a look at it.
Skyline will take the ball. 5 yards low out of bounds.
Skyline's going to get some great field position again at their own 47-yard line to start their first offensive drive of the second half.
So after much hullabaloo, I'm ready for some actual game action here.
Well, I think we got it for you here, Nick, as Skyline approaches the line of scrimmage for first down and 10. There's the snap, and there's a fumble on the handoff. Scramble, looks like Huron has it.
Yeah, that looked like the Huron player.
And that is the call by the referee. Well, that's a big play by the River Rats after that trickeration try there on the kickoff. They get the fumble on the opening snap of Skyline's first drive.
Yeah, it looked like the handoff was just a little bit high. It wasn't really in the breadbasket there. It looked like it was hitting him right around, you know, chest, sternum area.
It looks like that kind of bounced off the pad, too.
Yeah, yes, great call. Great call on that. And now the River Rats have a golden opportunity to really get themselves back in this game.
Got to take advantage. They got great field position after the turnover. There's a snap, and a bad snap by Huron. Picked up by Huron. He's going to run with that out of bounds. That's going to be a loss on the play. Might have been better off just pitching that ball away. You know, get the incomplete pass out of bounds and then going for 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it's tough to tell a competitor that, but yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, yeah, with that opportunity there, yeah, he definitely probably had the time to turn that, but it's tough to tell somebody that in the heat of the moment, especially when you've got some players bearing down on you that way.
Looks like you got a loss of 6 on the play.
No, a more seasoned, possibly more mature quarterback probably has the presence of mind to see that coming, know where he is, and yeah, you're right, just chuck that out of bounds.
There's a snap, looking downfield. There's a short pass to the running back. He's going to bounce it out to the left, over in midfield. And I call him down at the 45-yard line of Skyline. Gets that lost yardage back plus a couple.
Aaron Winston once again. Yeah, between Winston and Shannon, they've had some really nice running back play, whether it's catching passes like that or just the straight up handoffs. They've had some really nice plays from both of those young men tonight.
Oh, in the gun once again. There's the snap, looking downfield. There's the toss, wide open receiver, and it is incomplete. Falls to turf on the drop pass. Didn't look like he would get the first down on that anyways. Probably a good 4 yards short of the first down, and there were Skyline defenders in the area to tackle that would-be receiver.
Yeah, here we see him coming up with that. And I really do honestly believe that he heard the footsteps. He heard 4 footsteps coming at him. But you're probably right. Even if he catches that, he's getting tackled almost immediately and going down. Although, the way some of the tackling has went and some of the big plays have happened today, you're not taking anything for granted right now.
Oh, Huron will get in punt formation. There's a snap, and the ball is away. Another short kick. Down at the 12-yard line, looks like.
Wilson very smartly stayed country mile away from that. Even once it stopped, he wanted no part of that. Wasn't going anywhere near it. Make sure the River Rats are the ones that touch that up and end the play.
Huron able to play a little field position game here. See if they can keep the Eagles deep in their own territory. 10:48 to play here in the third.
Really curious to see what type of play Coach Sorgitz draws up here for his offense. Curious if they are going to try to take a big punch right from the get-go, maybe something a little more simple like with the screen pass, which have worked out really nicely for them regardless.
Let's see what the Eagles have in store here on 1st and 10 from their own 12-yard line. There's a snap. Looked like a little shovel pass, trying to bounce it out to the right. Looks like that is for no gain on the play.
Anthony Henry there did his best to make something out of not much.
Well, both of these offenses seem to be very predicated on trying to give the player, the runner or the receiver, the opportunity to make a play.
Yes.
As opposed to things that are more complicated for them to absorb. So, and it's worked out in some cases, and for the vast majority of Huron, it has not.
Yeah, the patience and waiting for something to break, something to happen, has definitely been a big aspect of this game for both these squads. You're right on about that.
2nd and 10. There's the snap. There's another handoff to the right, or to the left rather.
Jordan Wilson, looks like that ball hit the turf. Not sure who picked that one up.
Behind the line of scrimmage. Referee's taking a look and see who recovered that. It looks like Skyline kept it, and that is the signal. Another loss on the play.
Yeah, never really got a hold of that one. Once again, it might have been a little bit of a high handoff there, but for whatever reason, he just couldn't get his fingers around it. Also worth mentioning, it is getting a little chilly out here.
Yeah, well, and they're trying to create some misdirection, and that doesn't always is very helpful for young players, as it can be complicated.
Yeah.
Try and keep things simple for them.
No, true enough. But the simplest thing needs to happen is ball, stomach, go.
Right. And block.
Yeah.
Another snap, and again, got the ball away. Looks like it was caught, but again, little to no gain on the play.
You
can really see the River Rats reestablishing themselves on defense here with some really nice plays.
Well, again, zero cover. They blitzed a bunch of guys, and Skyline lucky to get that ball away.
Yeah, he was bearing down on him in the end zone there. He was in safety territory.
Well, Eagles going to have to punt. So this pays off for the River Rats, keeping the Eagles down deep in their own territory. There's the snap. Kick is away. Nice kick. And that's going to take a nice big Eagle bounce over midfield. And it's going to stop at the Huron 46-yard line. So nice kick. Still good field position for the River Rats.
Skyline couldn't ask for anything more from that series of events there, though. Just a, like you said, really nice high kick. Took a monster bounce for them. Considering where they were at, that's A+ for the Eagles on that one. But like you say, the River Rats still have really good field position here. It's just a matter of taking advantage of it now. Absolutely. You could not be more right, Nick. Could not. It never gets old hearing that. Well, there's the snap rolling out. It looks like he's going to keep it. And caught from behind by the Skyline defense. Another nice play by Anthony Henry. And Pryor, it seems like that's a run right from the get-go. He did a nice job from not losing too much, but just too many Eagles in that backfield there. Pryor comes in with the play. 2nd and 11. Curious to see what happens here, what's called on this opportunity. Running back in motion. They're going to drop back to pass. Looking over the middle. And almost caught. Could not bring the ball in and secure that. No, incomplete. Almost caught, and that ball pops up, and it's almost intercepted. A little bit of both. That pass in there pretty nice, right to his man, but a nice job of hitting him. And that ball pops up just a little bit, and somebody comes in near at the end, doing his best. A near miss by both teams on that play. 3rd and 11 now for the River Rats. See Big Mike Davis down there near under your screen. They're looking for him the whole way. Deep pass, and he's open, just a little bit out of his reach, and falls to the ground, incomplete. Got some fingers on it. And he had him open, too. Yeah, that play is clearly designed for Davis. I don't think Pryor looks at anybody else. I don't think Pryor even thinks about thinking about anybody else. Nice job on the replay there. The beautiful slow-mo just kind of showed that. Just a matter of inches. Surely is. And to say it again, it is getting a little colder down there. Like maybe on a warmer night, you can get some fingers around that. Well, it's the time of the year, late October. You got to be ready for that. Offsides on Skyline on the punt setup. So 4th and 6, probably still punting away. No chance they'll be shooting for this one. They're still in safe punting zones. No fake? I mean, special teams tonight, who knows? They might call you to go down there and kick that one. I don't think so. Get the old automatic toe out. And there's a snap, and it's bobbled. Now he's scrambling for it and stumbling, and he's going to be brought down inside the 30-yard line. Horrible result for the River Rats. Not quite worst case scenario, but up there. That's a rough turn of events for the River Rats, and now they're turning the field position around for themselves. As you see the elated Eagles crowd there a moment ago. Yeah, that one just skips right in front of him. Bad snap. Get his hands, yep. Well, then he starts stumbling as he's trying to get to the edge. I don't know if he's trying to run with it or maybe trying to get enough room to kick it again, but yeah, that was all kinds of bad on that play. Yeah, either way, he wasn't getting away, and not with couldn't even get himself upright. Well, great opportunity here for the Eagles inside the 30-yard line of the River Rats. A quick pass
out to the right, and the receiver did not look ready for that pass.
No, and I don't know if that was receiver not ready or quarterback just not putting it where it's supposed to go.
He's looking for it, but he's definitely not in the right position for that throw. I think I have to put that one on the quarterback.
Yeah,
got to throw it to your receiver, not where you think he should be.
Yep, I would tend to agree with that. And for a second quarter that was so interesting and so giant plays and big punches, this third quarter's come out and just kind of limped into existence.
Well, it's been a lot like the first quarter.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, big drop back to pass, long pass downfield. Got a man open, and it's picked off. Picked off by Huron.
Balance
Shannon, he's played a really good defensive game tonight.
Yes, he definitely has. And
just kind of winged it up there for grabs, and Skyline player was open. He was just too far downfield for that pass.
Yep. But it all starts with the pressure up front by the River Rats there. When you've got your quarterback scrambling around, can't set his feet, can't find his man properly. Yeah, he's just going to launch that one when he thinks he sees an opening. Unfortunately, Balance Shannon ready for it.
1st and 10 for the Rats at their own 15-yard line. There's the handoff to Shannon. He's going to try it over the right-hand side. He's going to gain a few yards. We'll call it 3. Out to the 18.
We're about halfway through the third quarter here, Pete, and it's been an interesting quarter between kickoffs and fakes and penalties and
trading a field position.
Yeah. And I could be wrong, but have we seen a first down yet?
No.
No. First downs are overrated.
I think the coaches would beg to differ.
I think 100 years of football would probably beg to differ with that statement.
And Nick just blows it all out of the water with one statement. Nice. You're just ahead of your time.
That's what I am, yes. Big thinker.
You know, 50 years from now, they'll be saying the same thing every day.
That's great.
First downs are irrelevant. There's a pass out to the right that's caught over the 20-yard line and spun down right around the 22.
Jamil Thomas there for the River Rats. I think that's the first time we've called his name tonight.
Here's a look at that play on the replay.
Great job by Thomas getting over to it. Hands open, solid catch there, using the triangle to bring that one in.
Third down, and looks like a long 2. There's the snap and handoff up the middle, going nowhere.
Yeah, whoever that was, I don't know if that's Shannon down there, but he definitely lost his footing underneath of him and just kind of scooted forward a little bit.
Loss of a yard on the play, call it 4th and 3. Yeah, just lost his footing completely. Looked like trying to make a cut.
Yeah, I think that was, you could kind of see his feet start to kind of go sideways a little bit there. Maybe he was trying to cut one way or the other, but
it's kind of interesting because there's been no precipitation, so you wouldn't think the field's slippery. I mean, it is, like you said, it is cold, and maybe that has been a contributing factor, but certainly it is. I wouldn't think it'd be any kind of wet down there.
No, I wouldn't think so either. No condensation at this point in the evening or anything like that. Just shuffled his feet a little bit wrong.
Another referee's whistle. They were getting ready to punt the ball away.
In the meantime, we're having some Rat substitutions.
The referee's having a discussion about trash talk.
Well, we saw offsetting personal foul, 2 offsetting personal fouls in that first half, so once again, they're going to try to squash that as quickly as possible. And look at this.
There's a fake. And over the 30-yard line, looks like that's going to be good for a first down. And it is indeed.
Just a gutsy call there.
Well, I called it just. That was just a drive off.
Yeah, that's true. True enough.
Right to the running back and straight up the middle. Skyline was not prepared for that.
Had a wide open lane for it. Like maybe that might not have even been called. He just saw it and could have went with it.
Well, first down for the Rats. And the quarterback keeper up the middle over the 40-yard line, out past the 45, and tackled down at the 47.
Pryor got popped at the end of that run. I believe there might be a flag down there on the field. Not sure if it was a late hit possibly or a high hit, or could have been holding. Holding indeed.
Here's the participation on the offense.
Yeah, we'll see that one again. Pryor fakes the handoff and follows the block really nicely. Gets away, finds a little bit of open space here. Takes one for a strong effort. But sadly,
I think it was a dead ball penalty.
did they call holding though? Still? I mean, they still get most of the yardage. They still get their first down, so it couldn't have been your traditional holding call.
Oh, nevertheless, first down for the River Rats out over the 40-yard line. There's a snap and looking deep downfield. And that one falls to the turf incomplete. Two receivers down in that area.
Quality effort there by Davion Traylor to come back and almost get that. He had to curl back around for it and still managed to get his hands on it.
The quarterback is still throwing a lot off his back foot.
Yep.
Not stepping into the throw. It's kind of as he's leaning backwards.
Yeah, and you know, any athlete can fall into some bad habits pretty quickly. So hopefully, whether he fixes it over the course of this game or come Monday, just seeing himself doing it, hopefully that'll be the thing that takes care of it.
Well, he did it again on that play. Another deep pass down the right-hand side, and that's way out of bounds.
Huron's pass is out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah, it goes without saying that you're not going to get the same amount of power when you're falling away like that when you're throwing the ball, but also the accuracy is clearly going to suffer.
Well, you tended to kind of throw the ball up for grabs. And watch him here again. He kind of does it again. Where he's not, doesn't look like his feet are set, and he's not stepping into the throw.
Right, right. Yeah, not really able to get that shoulder strength into it. Sorry, the body strength to push the shoulder strength forward. Still with 3:26 left to go here in this third quarter. Huron still is making their marching down there.
Well, there's a short pass, and that one is caught. Looks like that's down right at midfield. It's going to be just a yard or so short of the first down.
Might have been a check down play on that one. Trying to find the man cutting towards the sideline. Great job of bringing that one in and then holding on to it.
And a good job by the defender to tackle the receiver right after he's caught it. That was a good football play.
Good football play. Textbook. We got 4th and 2 here and no signs of punting or faking punting. We're just going for it here for the Reds.
There's the snap and the handoff. Oh, he's going to keep it. Follow his running back, and that's breaking it out over the 45 down to the 40. And out of bounds inside the 40-yard line.
Sure feels like Huron has found something with that quarterback keeper with Pryor. Like he's had a few really good opportunities there. He's seeing the ball, or seeing the field really well once that happens, and doing a really nice job of, as you mentioned, following his blockers.
Here it is on the replay. Started, they had all those blockers out in front, and he was trying to get to the edge and did a good job of getting inside the 40-yard line on that run play.
Yeah, great job of breaking loose, but still being patient, waiting for those opportunities to present themselves. Nice stiff arm at the end there, too.
trying to move it down the field. And it's sacked in the backfield.
I believe that's Marvin Cleveland there that stayed with that. Couldn't quite bring him down immediately, but stuck with it, wrapped him up and got his legs down. And there you see slips away ever so briefly, but Cleveland does a great job of staying with him, almost falls into him, gets that leg wrapped around that knee, and that was it for him, gets his sack.
Loss of 6 on the play. Set once again. There's the snap. Dropping back to pass once again. There's another long pass down the middle of the field. And cannot make the connection as the ball falls to the ground. Incomplete.
And the one thing about that play, it seemed like Skyline was back in a man coverage, looking downfield. All the wide receivers were more or less covered, but only by one player. So taking that shot downfield for the River Rats, definitely worth the opportunity there.
I like this young man's arm strength, but he really needs to work on his footwork.
Little mechanics issue could be a huge difference between where he's at
looks
now.
like he's making that mistake on almost every pass play.
Yeah, and that might be something to work on in the offseason. And again, that could be something that takes a player who's at this level to a whole nother level to get that down.
Right. Well, he's probably had the arm strength up until this point in time that he can kind of get by on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and he's kind of coming into competition where that's not going to play. He's going to have better mechanics, like I said, especially his footwork. And there he does it again. Long pass deep down the field, up for grabs.
And something else that could be curious to think about, Pete, like, Rats' offensive line, maybe not the strongest in the SEC. I wonder if he's just been running for his life all season, and it's just more
developed the bad habit.
Yeah. He didn't even have the opportunity to really step into it there. That one was a little bit better, but yeah, again, if he's a little bit more set, if his feet are planted, he might get that extra 2.5 feet that he needs. And
and he doesn't have to throw the big rainbow pass. He can throw it a little bit shallower and more direct, a little bit more accurate.
Right, you are.
Fourth down, Huron is going to be forced to punt. The kick is away. They got a good bounce. And it's going to be downed right at the 1 yard line. Great punt there by the River Rats, backing the Eagles way back up in their own territory. As they used to say in the day, back in the shadow of their own goalposts.
They did say that. I think they still say that. We can still say that.
I don't hear it as often as I used to. Let's just say that.
We can bring that one back then. It's a good one. It makes sense. Yeah, they'll be on the 2 yard line is where they ended up touching that one down. Haven't seen a lot of QB keepers from the Eagles, but this is prime real estate for something like that to happen. Try to get yourself at least a couple of yards. Get your quarterback to just fall forward.
Well, and here I'm going to try and keep on that pressure to see if they can force a turnover or at least keep the gains very short and make them punt it out of their own end zone and play that field position game once again.
You're completely right about that. But as you called earlier, too, the River Rats have had some really nice rush blitzes so far in this game. So if they see something that they think that they're familiar with, they're going to push into it.
Now Skyline kind of forced to take a timeout after the change of possession, which is kind of a big no-no. They just did not have the play set, and so they're forced to take that timeout to kind of gather themselves back up again and go back out there.
They might have had some sort of personnel issue going on at the sideline as well. I'm not entirely sure if it was the quarterback coming back there that wasn't sure. They had another player that just wasn't where he needed to be. And yeah, rather than you don't want to make a mistake here.
No.
In this positioning where you're at, this has got to be the play that you want, and it's got to be executed perfectly.
You don't want to give Huron any chance for life.
Right, and because we've talked about it, Huron has a lot of speed with all those linebackers, a lot of strength with those linebackers. They can make a play happen here. They've got playmakers.
Well, we still got just under 2 minutes to play here in this third quarter and a whole fourth quarter to play yet.
A game where big plays are the
another
norm.
whistle. Stop in the play. Offside by Huron. Huron defensive line's been pretty jumpy tonight. That's probably their third or fourth offside penalty of the game.
Yeah. And that's best case scenario for the Skyline Eagles right there. They don't even need to worry about what play they drop. Now they've got a little bit of breathing room. Now that playbook opens up a little bit more.
Well, spread formation by the Eagles. And another stop and play.
Yeah. And they're looking towards that far end. I wonder if we've got a fan down on that other end of the field, kind of where he doesn't belong. He's moving away now, but he was on the official, it seemed like, and that is likely what caused the stoppage there.
I believe that is the issue. There's a long pass downfield, up for grabs, and broken up by Huron. Another one of those big lollipop throws, trying to hope the receiver comes down with it or can draw the penalty.
Yep. Yeah, you could be right about that. Torrance Green doing an excellent job of staying with his man, though. Another big kid gets a hand into it, too. Yeah, that was up for anybody. But great defensive effort. Great defensive effort to stay with him and then knock that away.
There's the pitch right. Gets through the line of scrimmage, out over the 10, 15, 20, gets to the edge, breaking tackles, down the sideline, and finally pushed out of bounds right near the midfield stripe.
Servon Hinton, one of the captains of this team, finally breaks a big play for the Eagles.
Well, and again, like the first half, testing that left side.
Yep.
And finding room, running room on the wide side of the field.
Yeah, it's a great job of him. He didn't go all the way to the outside of that offensive line. He cut back just inside of where his tackle would have been and just finds an opening and takes that one for 45.
I'll call him out at the Eagle 49. Another flag down on the field.
Thinking it's got to be something with formation at that point, right?
Got to be a false start or for some type of formation play. Penalty, excuse me. Offsides.
On the offense. There it is. I mean, that is a formation play, as you mentioned. He just lined up in the wrong spot.
Okay. I don't know if I've ever seen that penalty called.
I don't know if I have either, but here we are. Strange times.
But now you can say you have.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, running back just smothered in the backfield.
Hinton doing a great job of shaking at least one guy, but too many rats around him. Rats scurrying after him, maybe? Yes,
Rats laid a nice trap.
Oh, you win tonight, Pete. You win tonight.
Ding! Kind of a little shoe on the other foot action there.
Clock's still running down. 55 seconds here to go in this third quarter. Eagles will face a 2nd and 24.
That's a long way to go.
It surely is.
Let's see if they're changing the play. Now he's got it. There's the snap and a pitch right. And it looks like he's going to be caught in the backfield once again. Nice job there. Stringing it out and keeping that running back from bouncing it out to the outside.
Yeah, no go for C.J. Baldwin on that one, and now 3rd and 27. But that'll probably bring the close to the third quarter here, as we've only got 9 seconds, and the clock keeps ticking.
And that will do it for the third quarter of play. No scoring in the third. We are going to head to the fourth quarter here on CTN Sports Game of the Week. We'll be back with the fourth.
Do you ever get sick and tired of picking up dog poo?
I get tired of picking up dog poop all the gosh darn time.
Well, then you're in luck with my new Poo Picker Up Me Up.
Oh, gee, willikers.
Would you ever consider buying a car apartment?
No. No.
Hey, Dad, why don't you buy me that new popular toy that's going around these days? Christmas is a-comin'. Santa's dead.
It's kids' guns, it's kids' guns. Don't shoot your eye out.
Oh, geez, I seem to hurt myself real bad, Dad.
Side effects may include internal bleeding.
And then we will take 1 cup of sugar.
For a limited time only, you can get shrimp and fish inside of another fish.
Hey, sweetie, why don't you take a look over here and watch your favorite local programs all night long on CTN's 4 whole channels. Night owls can enjoy shows such as FYI, Access Ann Arbor, War Talk, and a whole lot more. All after midnight, in part of CTN's extended program hours. For more information, go to a2gov.org/CTN or call us at 734-794-6150. Hope to hear from you soon.
This is Angela Arboretum. Stay tuned for late night CTN programming.
What is CTN?
CTN? Isn't that the Commerce Telemarketing neighborhood or something?
CTN is Ann Arbor's community television network. We have provided free television production workshops and services to residents and nonprofit organizations since 1973. We also provide free programming about our community on cable channel 16, 17, 18, and 19. So, if you have an event coming up, are part of a nonprofit, or you simply just want to get creative, come on by. For more information, visit us at www.a2gov.org/CTN.
Did you know that CTN welcomes the members of the Ann Arbor City Council to Ward Talk? On the third Wednesday of every month, a different representative from one of the city's 5 wards joins us in the studio to discuss matters important to the people and government of Ann Arbor. Submit your questions for the next episode of Ward Talk by emailing ctn@a2gov.org or visiting our Twitter page at CTN Ann Arbor.
And welcome back to CTN Sports Game of the Week. Fourth quarter is on tap. I'm Pete Poyer along with Nick Wisniewski, bringing you all the action. Hope you're enjoying it.
I'm enjoying
all of the scoring in the second quarter. All 31 points in the second quarter. Skyline took a 24-0 lead. Huron got a tally at the tail end of just before halftime to make it 24-7. And that's where we sit as we head into the fourth quarter of play.
Third quarter still had some interesting stuff going on, though. We can say that. Between turnovers, unique penalties that we may or may not have ever seen before. Just anything having to do with the special teams is just an adventure this evening. And there's flags
penalty
everywhere.
Just before the snap.
So we've got an offsides on the Rats and a sideline warning for Skyline. Just back up, I guess.
Can't coach on the field.
No, you can't.
Much as you might like to.
There's probably some distinct advantages to it.
Good chance you get your leg broken.
Yes, there's real disadvantages to it. Yes, for everyone's safety. Move back.
6 weeks in a cast. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Well, there's the snap. Looks like a little misdirection out over the right side. Skyline is going to gain some yardage on the play.
We just mentioned it a few moments ago that Taylor Coquiller, that's not really, he hasn't been asked to do such a thing, but picked up a nice little gain there. I don't think he was expected to get the full 21 on that run. He just wanted to get his punter a little bit more breathing room.
There's the snap. Juggled a little bit, but got the kick away. Looks like this ball is going to roll dead around the 22-yard line.
So while there is still nearly 12 minutes to go, 11:41 left to go here, this is reaching do-or-die time for Huron. They need to make something happen for themselves here or very, very soon. They can't keep squandering opportunities. They can't keep turning the ball over, penalties. All of those things, they need to get moving here offensively and try to put some more points on the
Every
board.
drive has got to count.
Yep.
And that's a tall order so far. Their offense has not been the greatest in this game. They've had a lot of issues, again, like I said earlier, with consistency.
Yeah, the execution has been hit or miss for them.
There's the snap. Looks like we had another motion penalty. Looks like the Huron player took off too soon. And that is the call. Back them up 5 yards.
And not the start that they would want to hopefully a game-changing drive.
And just to let you know, that is the wrong direction.
That's how
just
that
in case you were curious.
I was wondering. That's
all
hashtag
right.
Analysis right there. That's it.
Well, I'm glad I could read your face and know that you were wondering that. So I like helping out my partner.
It's helpful. I need it. I need it often, actually. So it's always appreciated.
It's a team effort. It really is. There's a snap, and it looks like a handoff, and that's not going to go very far, if anywhere at all.
Yeah, Shannon just ran into a couple of walls there. Yeah, lost a couple on that one.
There's a snap. That's going to be a quarterback keeper over the left-hand side, out over the 20 to the 25 and down at the 26-yard line. Hill on the keeper.
I'm thinking that Huron would have been really happy to have discovered this QB keeper thing in the first half.
It almost feels like, to some degree, and I don't know if this is happening or not, but it looks like Hill feels like he needs to do it all.
Yeah. No, you might be right about that too. But if
the drops back to pass, takes a quick look downfield, doesn't see anything open, and takes off.
Just goes for it. Yeah, you could be onto something there.
Well, and I think you're right about that. Running for his life the entire season. Where, all that throwing off the back foot and stuff. That's a result of having to run for your life an awful lot.
Sure. And of course, that's going to affect the rest of your game. It's going to affect your body motion. Just
certainly
everything.
Benefit from a good quarterback camp in the off season.
And I'm sure what he would say is hopefully they'd benefit from some good offensive line camps as well. Give me some time, guys. At least give me a couple of seconds.
Well, sometimes that's conditioning too.
True.
So you got to work hard in the off season.
That's very true. And we are at the tail end of the season here. We've got one game left next week, and that'll do it for this season. So yeah, you're right. I mean, injuries pile up.
Well, there's a handoff, and again caught in the backfield and thrown down.
Look, there's Anthony Henry there with the tackle.
There's a flag on the field. I bet you referee didn't like that suplex that the defender got from the WWE.
So yeah, that will likely be personal foul at that point.
I believe so.
You see Anthony does a great job of staying with him, wraps him up.
Just kind of gives him the hip, whip over the hip, and that was enough for the referee to throw that flag. That's a personal foul.
And I'm less sure about that one just because it really just seemed like the momentum for both of those players was going that way. There's not a lot you can do when you've got both of those big bodies coming in that direction.
So first down for Huron. There's the set and the snap. Once again looking downfield. It's a little better throw. No one in the area to receive it, and it falls to the turf, incomplete.
Yeah, it's amazing what happens when you have a second or two back there to set your feet and chuck that thing down.
It looked like he had his feet set a little bit better on that play.
No, agreed. And I'm curious if he's waiting for one of his wide receivers to break into that area he threw it to, because there wasn't a lot of Huron action where this ball is coming down. Maybe he's expecting 44 to keep going in that
and when your technique's better, you can throw the ball farther.
Yeah. Oh, that's true too.
He got through his receivers. Certainly had a couple of them down there in the area. Oh, there's the snap once again, and unprotected and taken to the turf. Just an unblocked defender, just no chance there.
And that was Anthony Henry one more time coming in with a big tackle, and he's listed playing as defensive back, so I'm curious if he just came in with that corner blitz. We can see him at the top of your screen here.
Yep, just completely unblocked. And Hill doesn't see him at all and just takes the really hard hit.
Yeah, it's a full head of steam coming at you. And now instead of a manageable 4th and 4 or 5, they're at 4th and 12.
So Huron's going to punt the ball away.
One last time, we'll see him coming. Gets him.
Put a little hot sauce on those eggs. There's the punt. Just over the 50-yard line. And tumbling inside the 45 down to the 44, where the Eagles will take over there.
So Huron there had a couple of decent plays, got some chunks of yards.
Well, you know what you can see, Nick, and you saw this in a couple of earlier drives. You can see that there's some talent there, and you can see that there's obviously they've been practicing, and there is improvement. I'm sure there's much more improvement as the year's going along. They need to take that big step, and maybe that step just has to wait for the off season for them to get more conditioning, more practice time, and just become a better team.
Yeah, you're right. Again, this is Coach Mack's first year, and he's got to build a program now. He's really got to build a program almost from the ground up from where they were at.
Well,
so
and I'm sure this season has become a great learning experience for everyone.
Him included.
Exactly.
Mack included. That's definitely true.
There's a handoff by the Eagles.
Throws to Jordan Wilson.
To the
No, I actually asked Coach Mack that earlier. Like, what's been your biggest lesson throughout the this first season? He told me, don't take the little things for granted. And whether it's, enjoying the little things or just the details, the minute things of the actual game.
Eagles set once again. There is a snap and another handoff over the left-hand side. And out over midfield and down close to the 45. Mark him down at the 46. There's been opportunities off that left tackle side the entire game for the Eagles.
I think we might be getting a steady dose of Servon Hinton here the rest of this game. But you're right, especially so if the Eagles have seen something coming off of that left side like you mentioned. With only 7:30 to go here in the fourth quarter, and that clock's going to keep ticking away, they're going to want to keep the ball on the ground or not take any big chances downfield.
There's a handoff. This time they're going to try the right-hand side, and they're going to get nothing. In fact, that running back's going to be dropped for about a yard or two loss on the play.
But the
nice
mission
play there by
there.
the River Rat defense.
Yeah. Yep. That River Rat line is looking a touch tired. They've sure been out there an awful lot.
Look at the hands on hips.
Yep.
Just about everybody on the Huron defense has their hands on their hips.
Yeah, that's a pretty great sign.
Oh, timeout called by Skyline, looked like.
Seemed like he was taking it right down.
Some difficulty getting that play.
Yeah.
The right play called into the game.
And now in that Huron huddle, we'll see Coach Mack in the middle of things. Yeah, Coach Mack, once again, just getting a feel for him here, chatting with him this week. Just a really positive guy, young guy, so he's got a lot of energy to put into this, and that's definitely the type of thing
that's
going
good
to be
for
needed.
Huron.
Exactly. That's necessary when you're trying to build up a program.
Right. Well, you're trying to get kids interested in playing.
Yep.
Yeah, and someone who's a high positive energy guy is going to get more kids interested in playing, and then once you start getting more players, then you can start, like you said, building that program, building a team.
And he even mentioned about going into the middle schools, getting the middle schools to stay interested in playing because those are going to be his future players.
That's right. There's a snap, pitch left, and completely smothered immediately and brought down in the backfield for a big loss on the play.
Hill there sticking with it, never got rid of that jersey. Not so cold that he can't close his fists around that thing.
Loss on the play is going to bring up 3rd down and 18.
Now 3rd down and 18 for the Eagles, but I'm sure they're just much more interested in getting the clock to continue to run. At this point in the match, they've really They dominated that second quarter and carried it into the second half and still hold that 24-7 lead. Now here's a rollout pass. Looking downfield, they're going to keep it, and he's going to stay in bounds to keep that clock rolling. Well short of the first down marker.
Runs around back to the original line of scrimmage. There's a flag on the play. Appears to be holding on the offense.
We'll see what the penalty was back there. You got to think it's going to be a holding call at that point. Still a little discussion about it. And that's frustrating to have that play erased that way, but really Skyline's playing clock game at this point. Yards are fine, yards are one thing, but that's still, regardless, another 20 seconds chipped away.
And spot foul, this is going to send this way back for Skyline.
It's going to be 3rd down and a 4th mile.
You can see that again. Taylor Coquillard gets
That's
away.
Right there, the number 1, way back. That looked like they're on the 34-yard line and then 10 yards behind that. So
that sets you up for a 3rd and 18. And yeah, you as a Skyline player, Skyline coach, you probably don't want to throw the ball. You definitely don't want to throw the ball deep. So you might see some sort of screen pass coming up here, or just that little pitch.
They're going to run it and get a few yards off that play and run a few more ticks off that clock.
He runs it up to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, Hinton's job isn't necessarily even to break anything at this point. It's just hold on to that ball. Secure the ball, make sure that Huron doesn't pop anything out like they've had an affinity to tonight.
Here's a pitch. Here's a look at that pitch play on the replay. Avoided a couple of tacklers and then brought down just out over the 30-yard line. Just about 4 minutes to go here in the game. Skyline in no hurry.
No.
And they're going to wind that clock down and call another timeout.
Timeout Skyline.
That'll be their final timeout for the Eagles. Not that they need to be stopping the clock anytime soon.
Both teams will head to the sideline to get some instructions from their respective coaching staffs.
Yeah, I'd be curious if the Eagles are, I'm sorry, if the River Rats are being coached up to try to block this one. They're going to go full out and go after it, or just be satisfied to block and get whatever field position that they're given.
Well, frankly, they have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, the only thing you're risking is maybe roughing the punter penalty. But yeah, I'd say go after that. Don't keep anybody back. Go after the kick.
Sure. Be aggressive.
Try and get that that block, and set yourself up to get another scoring opportunity. Oh, no pressure. Kick is away. Taken there at the 38-yard line. There is the runner is run out of bounds at the 47-yard line.
Runs it out past midfield. There's a flag on the play.
Yellow on the field once again. And there it is on the turf.
Seen more than one of those close-ups here tonight. Down on the flag.
Block in the back is the call. Well, it's going to be a spot foul and moving back 10 from there.
Yikes. Yikes. Just frustrating for the Rats. Yeah, at that point, they're better off taking your route. Yeah, you know, like you said, they didn't put a whole heck of a lot of pressure on them. If you rush 9 or 10 instead, you don't have to worry about that so much. And the referee confab continues. Probably already discussed dinner.
Yeah.
Went over the beer menu. It might be on to desserts. Weekend plans.
New movie coming out, Zombieland.
Yeah.
This
Oh
weekend.
yeah, there you go. There you go. where we going? Where we going for that?
Yeah, because all the referees are joined to the hip and they go everywhere.
That's the way I assume that happens. Are you saying that's not
hey,
how
I'm
it
out
works?
in public. I get asked, "Where's Nick?" I say he's in my pocket.
That's right.
I got him in my pocket. Yeah, we do have individual lives.
You know, we all wear matching jackets. They wear matching shirts. It's hard to differentiate.
Got to stick together.
That's right.
We'll move the ball back to the Huron 30, where Huron will have it first and 10.
Now the Rats will be starting from their own 30-yard line. Long way to go. Not that they can't make some big plays, which they've shown that they can do, but would have been a lot easier up at the 50 where they were initially thinking about being.
And all the passing in this game is extending the length of the game as well.
It's not going to stop.
There's a quarterback keeper. Looks like they're going to get a yard on the play. And that'll be it.
Cameron Donnell on the keeper, brought down by Jacob Grammatico and Hunter Schultz. Need a 1 on the play, second down and 9.
Second and 9 for Huron. And another flag down.
Yeah, I think the offensive player's lined up in the neutral zone. It seems like he's got a foot over.
We have 2 offensive offsides calls in one game.
Maybe. Although, no, maybe not. No, defensive player lined up wrong.
The offsides on the defense. Was it 5 yards, second down and 4.
Sure, looked like Jamil Thomas was over, but I couldn't see it. Don't have quite the right angle from the booth here, seeing who was at fault there for the Eagles.
There's the snap. Again, dropping back to pass, scrambling, looking downfield. And looks like he's going to get corralled there right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he thought about launching one briefly, but nobody opened downfield for him. Here we can see that scramble away once again. See him pulls off to his left and pull up ever so briefly. Thinks about it. Nobody down there though, and it's all downhill from there, from being tugged on by the one Eagle to being just in the crosshairs of 2 other Skyline players after the fact.
This quarterback's going to sleep good tonight.
Yeah, I hope so for his sake.
After
He's
all
earned
the
it.
ice.
Yeah. Clock continues to tick. We're down to 2 minutes now.
Here I'm back to throw. Got an open receiver, caught. Gets away from one man and another. Finally into Eagle territory and brought down around the Eagle 30-yard line.
Great job by Thomas there to come back, catch that one, then turn upfield and find some extra space. Yeah, I feel like that one might have been thrown to the spot if not the receiver where that one was going.
Good job by the receiver to go and get that ball.
Yep, stopped, found it.
2 Eagle defenders kind of run into each other. Nice blocking downfield by the other Huron players, and a nice gain on the play inside the 30-yard line.
Now if that
Huron calling timeout.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why not? Even if this is the only other score that they get, you know, this is something to build on. That's the whole idea. Like we just said,
the football game that turned into the sleepover.
Yeah. Don't take the little things for granted, even if it's just that score at the end.
Tick off the clock. We see the sun rising. Good morning, everyone. Well, you got to give it to both these teams. They're playing hard the entire game.
They are, and that's what you got to do, and both coaches are going to like that.
That's the thing I like about this River Rat team. They may not have it all together quite yet, but they play hard.
Yep. Yep, and they've got a lot of fun players to watch, too. And to be honest, they've got precious few seniors.
Scrambling for his life once again and brought down in the backfield another time. Skyline coach is enjoying that play. The sideline. Looks like he's about to bust into the Macarena down there.
That's what we do during halftime. That's not what they do.
Let's bring back the 90s, shall we?
Sure.
Just not enough good blocking by the River Rats.
And frankly, just too many Eagles down there as well. Crowd's having a good time, despite the length of the game, as we were joking about. All the Eagle faithful still there, still enjoying this one.
Band keeping him into it?
Yeah, got to do that.
So those are the things that you just love about high school football.
Yeah, the energy for sure, Because those high school kids, they ain't tired. It's not past their bedtime.
Almost past mine.
It's getting there for me too, but that's okay.
A deep pass down the middle of the field once again, and can't corral that pass.
Oh, I thought Thomas was going to bring that one down as well. He seems to be like their middle threat.
Good job on the breakup there.
Nice ball getting to him.
Kind of high pointing it. He's got it, and just can't keep it all the way down to the ground.
Good throw and nearly a very nice catch to bring that one in. Unfortunately, 3rd and 14 now for the River Rats.
There's the snap again, another long pass downfield, and that one is going to be nearly picked off.
I thought Eliason had that one, and I think Eliason thought he had that one. He might have come down on the ground, might have caused that one to pop out. It sure seemed like he had both his arms wrapped around it, and it also kind of seemed like the River Rat player gave up on that one. Here we can see what happens down here as we come back on the replay. But it sure feels like 17
not in good
pulls up.
position for that ball.
Yeah.
The ball needed to be thrown more towards the sideline.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, if that goes more to the sideline, 17's got that all day.
Well, fourth down, Huron's going to go for it.
Yeah, why not?
Pass play. Huron player gets the ball, catches it. That's going to be good for a first down for Huron. Nice pass, catch.
See Torrance Green come up with a grab, but man, he got popped after he got a hold of that thing. You can see a helmet just right on that lower lumbar. That's no fun.
17.
He didn't face him, got up and started telling him about it. That's a first down for the Rats.
Oh, there's a pass into the end zone. No, just short of the end zone.
Pass is incomplete.
That one is incomplete.
Second down and 10.
Yeah, Devion Trailer once again here. Just kind of just underthrown him for most of the evening, to be fair. And again, I know that's that cross-body throw for the quarterback, but Trailer's got to be a little frustrated with some of the balls that he's seen coming his way.
1:01 to play here in the game. Huron threatening to score once again. Second down, 10. There's the snap and the throw again, looking towards the end zone. And just out of the outstretched arms of the would-be receiver, incomplete.
Pass is incomplete. So we're at 3rd down and 10.
You see that replay once again. Looks off the receiver. Doesn't get dialed into one player in particular, whether that was the initial misdirection or not. But looking for Davis, the big Mike Davis. He's got to be the target when you're down this close to the end zone every single time. When you just have that much height on him.
run right up the gut, but Skyline right there to snuff that out.
And yeah, was that a run or was that maybe some sort of? Yeah, that was kind of a bobble there, kind of a miscue there by the center. Inside look at the Huron huddle there. Skyline as well. Skyline probably happy to have a little bit of a breather here. Their defense has been out there for quite some time.
Both teams taking full advantage of their timeouts as both have expended all.
Can't take them in the next game. Can't save them. There you see 49 seconds to go, 24-7 as it has been the entire half.
As I said before, Nick, all of that scoring coming in that second quarter.
Maybe the Rats can break that on this this play here.
Fourth down play. There's a pass. And it's picked off again by the Eagles. And they keep Huron out of the end zone.
Might have been Jordan Wilson again.
Timeout and nice for Skyline. They are 0-7. They get their first win of the year here. And it's got to feel good coming on their home turf.
And they did it on both sides of the ball. Defensively, they played really strong up front and in the backfield. Up front and in the secondary.
And they
offensively
definitely outplayed Huron tonight.
Yes.
Victory formation for the Eagles. They take a knee.
And so Taylor takes a knee. And that will do it tonight.
Under 30 seconds now.
Clock runs out here.
And they're not going to have to snap it again. And these Eagles come away with a big 24-7 victory over Huron. They get their first win of the season. And that's going to make them feel good. We are going to take a break here on CTN Sports Game of the Week. We're going to come back with our key player of the game with Nick Wisniewski right here.
Thanks, Pete. We're down here on the field with the key player of the game, Jordan Wilson. Tell me a little bit about what it means for first victory of the season against city rivals.
Man, it's just absolutely exciting. Huron. I know a lot of people. They know our record was kind of low. They thought we was going to come out here all sluggish. But I talked to the team Monday. I talked to the team today. I'm like, not the end of the season. It ain't too late. Got to keep fighting. Got to keep pushing. Came out with the win.
And somebody keeps fighting, keeps pushing. You did it on both sides of the ball tonight. 2 interceptions. 2 touchdowns. Tell me about the defense first.
The defense, it was just a matter of reading. It was just a matter of picking up, hanging along, picking up, and just reading it. Being at safety is way easier to read everything. So it was just me back there having fun.
Smart statement. And then big offensive plays, 2 of them by you. Tell me a little bit about how important it was for you guys to keep pushing away and get those big opportunities.
Man, I just got to thank God. I got to thank God for my linemen. Got to thank God for my quarterback. Me and my quarterback, we connect so well. It was just perfect opportunity, perfect read, and it just went so well.
As usual, saying all the right things. Team game here tonight. Pete, back to you.
Thanks, Nick Wisniewski and Jordan Wilson, our key player of the game. I'd like to thank all the people that make this production possible. Our director, Rob Cross, audio and replay by Nathaniel Johnson, computer graphics by Carl McCoy, and our camera people braving the cold weather out there, Katsumi Nagai, Mike Koski, and Dana Denha. And for Nick Wisniewski, this is Pete Poyer. Once again, the final here from Skyline High School. It is Skyline Eagles 24 and the Huron River at 7.